Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Ocean's Pit, the little show about big things. It's another adventure here this afternoon, folks. It's Valentine's Day, St. Valentine's Day, and I hope you guys are going to have a great weekend with your loved one, your wife, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your partner, whatever the hell you have. I hope it's a great weekend for Valentine's Day. This is Ocean's Pit. Today is February 14th. Already into February. Check the website, TonyOceanMusic.com, and give us a call at 847-769-8609 to book a show. Every show is dedicated to the first responders, dedicated to the people in the military, dedicated to our veterans. Thank you for fighting for our country and making it a great again. We appreciate it very much. We have a lot going on today. My guest today will be Mr. Ron Starr. Of course, he's got the band called Too Much Fun and his brand new Paul McCartney and Wings tribute band on the Run. So they're going to be joining us very shortly. It's time. It's Ocean's Pit showtime. Yeah. Thank you, Mr. Dino Manzella, formerly of Seventh Heaven, and did a great job there with that intro. Guys, it's Ocean's Pit. I'm having a great day. It's a beautiful day out. We still got some snow on the ground, but it's supposed to be some snow later on tonight. We'll talk a little bit about that. But in the meantime, thank you guys for watching today. I'm sure you're taking your loved ones to a special place, a little dinner, a little movie maybe, a little champagne, a little chocolates. Make sure you bought them flowers, a little gift. I bought some Fannie Mae flowers for Laura, and candy for Laura. And you got to make sure you got to do that and take care of that St. Valentine's Day here today. All right, so let's get right to our sponsors. You're talking about high class. You're talking about Ace Hardware. Ace is the place. There's all those locations of the JRC. Ace Hardware. Love is in the air, and surprise your Valentine with a Carhartt. All Carhartt jackets, vests, crew neck sweaters are now 30% off at all JRC Hardware locations. Add a little front yard with decorative Valentine Day garden stakes right in front of the house. Make sure you get them too. And don't miss the President's Day, February 5th through 17th. Sales they can buy. Here's one special here for you guys. Buy two, one free of all Clark Kensington Magnolia Home Royal Paint Calendars. It's that simple. Buy two and get one free. Red Hot buy for the month of February, folks. Thinking about growing. Miracle-Gro potting mix, 6 quarts, 2 for $20. And thinking about updating your old kitchen and bathroom faucet. Moen faucets are 20% off the entire month of February. Ace Wild Bird Food, 20-pound bags is only two for $20. And Air Basic pleated furnace filters are now buy 3 and get 1 free. Easy way to keep your furnace running properly is to switch out your furnace filters monthly. That's a lot. Great specials from our good friends from Ace Hardware. Ace is the place. Buy local, shop local, taking care of neighbors before they were neighborhoods. Ace Hardware. Hey guys, let's see who's watching today, who's joining us. I know it's Valentine's Day, so you guys are probably running around getting stuff and everything for your families and your girlfriends, and it's just one of those days, right, guys? It's Chet. Chris Minardi is in the house from the Chicago Hitmen Band, and of course the Billy Joel tribute band. Ryan Lewis, how you doing? Kathy Splacho from Arizona, how you guys doing? Valentine's Day fun. Let's just start off real fast, folks. I want to thank everybody that came out last night to Tavern on the Point. I want to thank my good friend John and the staff. They do an incredible job. And seeing all my friends out there was great. Seeing Joe and Luann, and of course Pam and Dave. Thank you guys. Debbie and Ross. I want to thank Dave Antonelli, of course. Cousin Tommy. And my good buddy Carlo. Jerry Jams, you did an incredible job. I appreciate it very much. I also want to thank my good friend Hanson and Dolly McCarthy from Stroll Magazine from Park Ridge. They came out and did had a little magazine there. So great people. Dolly, she's great. She was on the show. She was on channel a bunch of different TV shows and stuff. So it was great seeing her. And of course, Robert Provenzano and the General. Thank you guys. So it was great. And also I want to thank Carol Brandolino yesterday on Thursday. Now she does Tuesdays and Thursdays with me. And our guest at the end of the show was Nick DeBreezy. And what a story this guy had. This guy should have been dead. But if you go back and listen to the story, very interesting. I'd like to get him back on the show. He's also an actor. He plays in the TV show Fargo. So it was great having him on the show. Today's guest, folks, my good buddy coming up very soon from Too Much Fun Band and Paul McCartney's tribute Wings Band on the Run. We're talking about Ron Starr coming up very, very shortly, folks. Tonight is the big one. Actually, I have a senior show from 2 to 3 with Daryl Armenstadt and Wooddale. Then we're going to turn around and get right to sound check. 115 Bourbon Street, Oceans Rat Pack, tonight's show. Doors open at 7. 8 o'clock is the show, 8 to 9:30. It is sold out, baby. Boom. Standing room only, from what we just got the word this morning. Sold out tonight in Bourbon Street. And it's going to be Elliot Winbush as Sammy Davis, Bill Saratella as Dean, Frank Sinatra, yours truly as Dean, Jerry Jams, and the main event band. It's going to be Tony Toto on drums, Daryl Armenstadt on keys, and John Grande joining us on saxophone because Danny is in Florida. John is great. We worked with John many times. Great sax player. He'll be with us tonight. So it's going to be a lot of fun for Valentine's Day on the south side of Chicago tonight. Now, to keep the Valentine's Day weekend going, we're at Ron Onesti's Club Arcada Speakeasy, not one, but 2, Saturday and Sunday. 2 nights, folks. It's very simple. First of all, the Saturday night on the 15th will be the main event band, Tony Toto, Jerry Jams, and John Grande, yours truly, doing our regular retro hits, oshows.com for tickets for that. That show starts at 8:30 on Saturday. Then I'll be back there on Sunday for Rat Pack Sinatra Sunday, just me and the Professor Daryl Armenstadt. That's a 3:30 in for Ron Onesti Spaghetti and Meatball Dinner. It's always a great show. Both nights, oshows.com for tickets. And it's great. Now, guys, if you can't make, obviously you try to get tickets maybe for Oceans Rat Pack, couldn't make it tonight. We'll be back. We're going to Pier 290 in Lake Geneva, Wisconsin next Saturday on the 22nd. That is a dinner and show in the Boathouse. We sold it out last year, so it's nice to be there. That's going to be the 22nd of February. And then if you can't go to Lake Geneva, go back to St. Charles on February 27th. It's a Thursday night Oceans Rat Pack dinner show on the 27th. Tribute to Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin, and Sammy Davis Jr. That's going to be a lot of fun. oshows.com. So much more to talk about, and we have a lot of things to get right through it. First of all, my grandbaby, of course, Callan, had a little fever for the last couple of days, and he's doing much better today. So our prayers go out to little Callan. I miss you, Callan, and Nina and Eric. I love you guys. Happy Valentine's Day. All right, Senate, congratulations. I'm so happy that Kash Patel, or Kash Patel, however you want to pronounce it, is a new FBI director. He won the vote 12-10. I think President Donald Trump is making some right moves by bringing in the right people. Compared to when he was in office in 2017, I don't think he had the right people behind him. I think this time he does. So I'm excited about that. And, of course, also the Senate confirmed Robert RFK Jr., of course, now Secretary of Health. A lot of people are questioning that. I think he's going to do a good job this time. That vote, he won 52-48. So congratulations to Kennedy and, of course, Patel. So I think they're going to do good. Now, they were taking a poll between how many people thought that President Donald Trump is actually going to do what he says he's going to do. 70% of the people in 2025 on this vote believe he's going to do that, and he's doing that, 70%. Compared to going back to April of 2017, while he was president, only 40% of people thought he was going to do the job he was going to do. So he's new. He's not even been in office a month yet. Let's give him some credit. Let's hope he's doing the right job. He's working. Danny Nozak's in the house. What's up, Ryan Lewis? Speaking of Danny Nozak, let's talk about the homeless. And Ron Starr is going to be part of that too. So it's great to plug it right now. Next Wednesday, That's February 19th. We're going to be at the Tap House Grill in Lamont, Illinois. It's for the homeless. Now, from what I'm hearing, it's sold out. In the front room, bar area is all sold out. I think they have some seats in the back, but you can't see the show, so we might be able to walk back there and sing a couple songs. But it's going to be me as your MC, Double T Tony Toto. Ron Starr will be joining us. Lulu Sylvester, I heard, is dropping by. Nick Sahajas will be dropping by. Of course, Stephanie Lemon Brenniger will be there. And, of course, John Vincent from the people that we have. And I don't know who else is going to stop by, but it's going to be a good cause, and there's no cover charge. You walk in, you buy a raffle ticket, hopefully maybe get yourself something. There'll be a lot of raffle stuff. But if you can bring a coat, hat, mittens, gloves, hand sanitizers, water, whatever you can bring, I know they're going to be delivering these clothes to the homeless, just like they did last time. And Dan Nozak's doing that. And we thank Jeff and everybody from the Tap House Grill. That's next Wednesday on the 19th of February in Lamont. Jack and Michelle, happy Valentine to the Ramundi family. How you guys doing? Great seeing you. All right. So, look, you should be addicted to bettering yourself. I think we all try to better ourselves in every way possible. And every day I think we learn something, which is very important, to learn something. Of course, being as old school as I am, I'm sometimes too old school. And that's what everybody tells me. I'm too old school from the way I think sometimes. My mouth gets me in trouble. I lost work because of my mouth. I lost work because of the Trump train. But I've always been a guy who believes in what I believe. So you got to at least admire that. I believe if you believe in something and you truly do it, you got to go out and defend that. And I think that's very, very important. I think it is. Now, I'm going to talk about, it's funny. Do you imagine being like a celebrity or a politician? Let's just say, for example, with the Trump kids or the Biden's kids or Obama's or whoever it was, anybody, or somebody who's very popular, George Clooney's kids. Do you imagine, like, this is mostly political, when you have these Secret Service guys following you and being around you all the time? Everywhere you go, when you leave the house, if you're just going to a movie, if you're just going out to dinner, these people have to protect you, obviously. But I wonder what it's like to have that burden in one way, watching everything you do, good or bad. It's got to get reported back to your mom and dad, or it's got to get reported back. I don't know if I can like having somebody watch me every move I make, or for protection or whatever they want to use it for. But I don't know. I mean, it's going to be interesting. There's Marty Malarkey from McCormick Place. He's the head concierge there. I'm sure he's very busy with the auto show in town. So if you get a chance, go up to the concierge and ask for Marty Malarkey and say, hey, I heard your name on Ocean's Pit. And Marty will tell you the right place to go. Emo from Florida. How are you doing, my friend? All right. Pizza. We love pizza, right? But would you pay $1,200 for a pizza? $1,200 for a pizza, folks. Here it is. Okay, it's the Louis the 15th pizza. It's got caviar. It's got morning lobster. No, excuse me, Norway lobster on it. Caviar, 7 premium cheeses. Prepared, it takes 72 hours to make this pizza, folks. And it comes with a big bottle of the most expensive champagne. But this pizza, folks, if you order it, and it's a lot of places in California and New York, maybe even Chicago, I'm not sure, but it's $12,000 for this pizza, folks, with the champagne and everything. Even if I had the money, I wouldn't be paying that. Is that crazy? It's pizza. All right, let's get to a quick sponsor before we bring on Ron Starr, folks. It's time for real estate. And if you want to do real estate and you want to do it right, we're talking about Berkshire Hathaway with my good friend Mary Grievous. Don't just call me when you're ready to buy or sell. Contact me when you're considering buying or selling. She's your forever agent. Mary Grievous at mgrievousstarkre.com. Give her a call at 630-688-1725. She's available as buyers, sellers, for sale by owners, and expired listings. That's our good friend Mary Grievous from NTD from real estate. Then if you want to go to real estate to travel agency, then you go to NTD Vacations. And of course, we're talking about my good friend Mary again. And when you talk about AD Vacations, you're talking about one thing and one thing only: Chicago Music Cruise. Ron Starr will be part of that too. It's going to be exciting if you're just joining us, folks. It's going to happen March 22nd to March 30th. 2025, actually. We may be about 34 days away. Fort Lauderdale, Carousel, Aruba, and Coco Key, Bahamas. It's 8 days. It's spring break. The Royal Caribbean, Oasis of the Seas. It's going to be fantastic. Compared to the one we had in January, it was 7,000 people on that ship. This one's good. And the entertainment gets good. We got Mojo's Jokebox, my rock band. Tony Ocean in the main event band. It's going to be Jerry Jams, Tony Toto, and Ron Starr on that. The Jersey Girls, all three of them, folks. Scott Chillers from WLS will be there. My good friend Wendy Thompson in her tribute to Britney Spears and Marilyn Monroe. Frankie Holly Boom Boom Rodriguez. Hillbilly Rock Stars, the #1 country band. And, of course, the ringleaders themselves, the best Seventh Heaven. All of us, 8 days. It's happening. Go to ChicagoMusicCruise.com, put in Tony Ocean, or pick up the phone and call Mary and say, Mary, I want to go on the ocean with Ocean. 630-688-1725. I'm excited. You're excited. It's going to be a lot of fun. And that's what it's about, folks. All right. I'm going to bring my guest on real fast, but here, and I'm going to ask him a couple questions besides just about his band. We're going to play a little fun now. He's going to be my co-host with me for the rest of the hour. So let's get right to it, folks. He's an entertainer, been playing music for many, many years. He's got a band called Too Much Fun. He also does some Elvis contests. He has his hand in a little bit of everything. And, of course, he's got a brand new band called Band on the Run with their tribute to Paul McCartney and Wings. That's right. It was Paul, Linda, Denny Lane. We opened for Denny Lane a few years back with the Dream Police. Nice guy. We laughed. It was a good time. So I'm going to bring up this guy. He's a good friend, guys, and a great entertainer. And let's bring him on right now to Ocean's Pit. Ron Starr in the house. Ronnie, how you doing, pal?
Tony, it's been too long.
It's been too long. What are you sipping on there, tea?
Yeah, we'll say it's tea.
Well, okay. Like my Trump button here, bulletproof with the bullet into the
I'm
glass.
glad you got one of those. I saw one online. I was like, this is for Tony.
My buddy Ross gave me that, so it's cool. All right, we got Ron here with us, folks, and we're gonna dabble about some different topics too, besides just what you're doing. So we're gonna have some fun with that.
It's not just politics today.
We're gonna have a little bit of everything. Okay, so let's get right now, Tom. Of course, we'll talk about the halftime show at the Super Bowl. A lot of people were very upset with it. From what I'm getting, of course, I didn't get it, and the younger kids have to explain to me what this whole thing was about. Lamar Kendrick, and we talked about it. Lamar, if I'm pronouncing his name right, and with Samuel Jackson dressed as Uncle Sam, and it's almost like people were saying that it's almost like they hate America. From what people are telling me. But remember, this is old school. This is guys like me not understanding what's going on with it. But it was to the point where the NFL actually came out and apologized. I'm sure they got a lot of shit from sponsors. It was the most watched halftime show. I think Michael Jackson was 1.3 million. He was 1.4 million. And first of all, what was your take on that, on the halftime show, Ron?
Well, the first thing I thought was, I don't know any of this guy's music, so it's hard for me to, to me, rap is not singing, so I can't really say he has a great voice because he's talking. There's no singing. The girls sing okay, but then they're surrounding themselves with 100 dancers, and it's like if I'm just used to, like you are, Michael Jackson being in front. He's the guy. He's the talent. He's the singer. He's the dancer. He's the entertainer. He's holding that crowd. If you have to have 100 people around you dancing with smoke and mirrors to hold the crowd, to me, I don't like it. But you know what?
Rod, I'm going to tell you something made some sense. When I just found this out today from Anthony from Tricohere Experts, a great place in Rosemont. They do a great job. I didn't realize that Jay-Z is the man is charged for the last 5 years of all the halftime shows. He's the producer, his company. So most of them have been rap. I don't mind if a rap guy comes in there and does it, but 5 years in a row. But
it's a genre of American music. So, and there's millions of people that like it. when you go out dancing, you see it ain't just young girls. There's plenty of women in their 40s and 50s and their 60s that dance to rap and start
Yeah,
grinding and
yeah,
twerking and
right,
everything else.
right.
Um,
Well, here, and there's the question: if you can have a person entertain at the halftime show, who would you pick?
Me, of all the people that are still alive, I would say Paul
Who
McCartney, the Rolling
wait a minute, who
Stones.
hasn't done it? Now that Paul McCartney
Oh,
has, the Who has, Bruce Springsteen has, Prince had,
okay.
Michael Jackson has.
I would
I
pick
think
Miley Cyrus.
Aerosmith did. Aerosmith did. Who's left?
I'd pick Miley Cyrus.
Molly Cyrus. Okay.
Hmm.
All right.
I think
Okay.
she's a good entertainer. She's good. I mean, she's got some good songs. She's popular. She's cute. She has a lot of fans from when she was Hannah Montana. So she's a good actress. I mean, she's done a lot of things. I mean, is she the best there is? I don't. I just think she's one of them. Trying to think of who else.
Lady
Maybe
Gaga. I don't
maybe
know. Lady Gaga might have been good. I don't so
she's
know.
great. She's great. She's talented. But I think Dua Lipa would do a great job too.
Yeah, and for me, I'm not even that great fans of the people you just mentioned. I don't know their shit, to be honest with
Yeah.
you. I don't know what they sing. I couldn't tell you. So for me, I'm really screwed because
Yeah.
most of the guys that I like have already played the Super Bowl, most of them. So I don't know. I mean, you
There's a
know,
couple of guy singers too. This guy named Jelly Roll. He's had a tough life, and he sings about.
yeah.
It's very deep what he sings about. He might people like him, but what about Chris Stapleton? I mean, I know it's country, but he's very
Yeah,
classical.
yeah. Or maybe what they could do is do a Kid Rock, of course,
Yeah,
Jason LD.
another good
People are
one. Yeah,
saying,
thank you, Danny.
or maybe do collage, or not a collage, but like 4 or 5 singers come up and all do their hits and
That would
do
be cool.
something.
Yeah,
That might, we're going to see what happens. I don't know what's going to happen. I think there are a lot of changes that are going to happen in the NFL. First, for the Super Bowl for next year, a lot of referees now have been. You heard some questionable. Like one of them got fired for supposedly doing something with the Kansas City Chiefs, Buffalo Bills. They caught one guy already.
wow.
So I think there's going to be something definitely. Wondering what's going to happen with the new things in the NFL. Hey, you're watching Ocean's Pit, little show about big things. Ron Starr is our guest. Let's get to one quick sponsor, folks. You want to become your own bank? How do you do that? Well, we're talking about Imperialux. Imperialux. Imagine putting your money to work for you, becoming your own bank and making your dream retirement reality with guaranteed lifetime income. Wendy Thompson and Craig Coggin can help you create personal pensions, grow your wealth, secure a legacy. It's never too late to start. Take charge of your financial future today. Give them the call at 630-890-1213 or book through Calendly for a free consultation and start building the retirement you deserve. That's Imperialux, 630-890-1213. And if you're coming on the Chicago Music Cruise, Wendy Thompson is the one who does Britney Spears and Marilyn Monroe. They're going to be doing seminars on the ship, so you can meet them, you can talk to them personally. But in the meantime, Imperialux, call them 630-890-1213 and tell them Tony O sent you. Ron Starr is with us, folks. Too Much Fun and Band on the Run, tribute to Paul McCartney and Wings. We'll talk a little bit more about that. Leonardo DiCaprio is 50 years old. His girlfriend is 19 years old, Ronnie. And they shows pictures of them this past weekend on his $25 million yacht. Now, a man who has a boat, you got a nice boat. I've been on it many times. I think it's good. If you had the money, would you still buy that kind of a boat, even if you had all that money?
I wouldn't spend 25 million on a boat. I'd spend 1 or 2, but no, I wouldn't spend that kind of money on something that's only going to last a few years. So.
Right, or at least get a captain for that much money. At least put a captain. I'm sure he had a captain riding it. I mean, you think $25 million. But what about the 50 and 19?
50 and 19.
Well, he's 15, she's 19.
Yeah, he's 50 years old.
You think that's okay for a 50-year-old man to date someone who's 19 years old?
No, I just think how can he relate? I mean, how can she, you know what I'm saying? I don't know how unless there's a real strong connection and the parents are like okay with it and he's treating her really good and it's a true love connection, then maybe, but that seems like such a gap in cultural differences. But being that he's Hollywood and he's a star, he probably knows a lot of those that jet set crowd anyway. So maybe he is in touch and in tune with younger people.
Compared, yeah, you're right. I
compared
mean,
to
we
me
don't
and you
know.
who hang out with people our age. You know what I mean?
Thank you, Don. It says Tony Ocean and Ron Starr next year's Super Bowl halftime. Thank you. Very nice. That would be good. Can be his daughter.
Yeah,
Good point, Double T. Don says,
that's what I mean. It's like,
uh, I want to give a shout out to Double T last night. He was at the Chicago Prime. Thank you, T, for doing that. It's great. All right. So, since we're speaking of relationships and we're speaking about stuff like that, I'm going to throw this out at you. I say this question almost to everybody that's on the show. Longest relationship that you've been with that just was a waste of time, in your opinion?
oh, Lori Strock asked that question on her page the other day. Uh, I don't want to say I was with somebody, my wife, 21 years, and I don't want to say it was a waste of time because otherwise I wouldn't have my daughter or my grandson.
Oh, wait a minute. That's a long time.
Yeah. But I
That's
would
a
say
long time.
since her, I was with someone for about 7 years, and I would say that one was a waste of time.
All right. I mean, a lot of people I know stay together. It's not easy for relationships in general, and then in our field, it's even harder sometimes. You have to have a strong woman to actually understand that every night you are going out, 3, 4 nights, whatever it is, a night, working in nightclubs, working in bars, working late at night. It's not like it late as it used to be. Because remember back 20 years ago, 25 years ago, we were working clubs till 3 in the morning, 2 in the
Mm-hmm.
morning. That's all changed. And that's going to be another topic of mine. But if you found that a problem in dating, Ron, that sometimes, hey, I can't go to your brother's birthday party. I can't go to your friend's wedding with you because I'm working the weekend. Is that ever came a problem in your career?
I would say no, no because I got separated in 2015, and for the 21 years we were together, she knew ahead of time. I mean, she was a big Elvis fan, so she was okay with it. Then the person I dated after that for about 6.5 years was also a musician and singer, so we both had the same issue, and we sang together a lot, so that wasn't an issue. I would say maybe in the last couple of years, but I haven't been with anyone really that long for it to be a
Yeah,
problem.
and sometimes it's not bad to have someone working with you. It's like I notice, like a lot of celebrities out there, the movie stars and stuff. They make a movie, they maybe fall in love with the co-star or vice
Mm-hmm.
versa, whatever the hell it is. But they kind of know what they're dealing with, and the kind of the schedules and everything you have to do. So, Marion, did you buy the girls candy? I did buy Laura chocolate candy, Marion, today. Yes, I did. All right, so let's get to some other stuff. If you're not ticking off some people every day, you're not doing your job. Do you believe in that quote, Ron? If you're not ticking off somebody or pissing off somebody every day, you're not doing your job.
I don't know about pissing somebody off, but certainly challenging them.
Challenging
I,
them or rubbing the feathers. Maybe not pissing them off, but just
yeah,
ruffling the feathers. Maybe that's a
to
bad
me, I
word.
agree with that. I'm a Leo. I have a strong personality. It's gotten me in a lot of trouble over the years. I used to have a bigger mouth than I do now. That got me in trouble.
Oh,
Um, but in the workplace, yeah, a lot of places will hire you. Like for instance, a lot of people probably don't know, but I'm an accountant for a, a living,
yeah.
and I don't do it full time anymore. But I've always worked in the corporate world where we want someone to come in and help us manage our business, tell us how to show us what we're not doing right. They don't want that because to do that, you're going to piss them off because you're going to be, look at what's happening with Elon Musk. He's coming in and Trump's coming in and they're saying, hey, we're challenging this. This hasn't been done right. And guess what happens? That people get pissed off because they're getting challenged. And what they've done maybe wrong for years is getting uncovered. And it happens in the workplace too. It happens in marriages too.
I agree with you 100%. Makes a lot of sense. We got some questions. First, Ronnie B, how you doing? Karen Dean, how are you doing? Happy Valentine's Day, Karen. Ron Starr, is that your real last name? Or you don't have to mention if you don't want, or is that just a stage
I
name?
can. So it's not legally, but my great grandmother from Poland, I don't know how she pulled this off, but she never legally shortened it. But she changed it to Star, probably for how when people come from another country back in the 20s and 30s, just like it is today with immigration, there's issues. She didn't want people to know she was from Poland. But my grandfather Ted, on my dad's side, he went into he was from Poland, and he got drafted into the U.S. Army and was a World War II hero. He got sent back to fight against Germany, and he was under the name Star. All his medals, all his records say Star. So
Yeah.
they accepted it, but no, legally it's not. But we've been going by Star since the 1920s.
Okay, perfect example. Some people might know this, might know not, but Richard Starkey, if anybody knows who he is, he's the drummer of the Beatles. He changed his name to Ringo Starr, but Ringo Starkey is his actual real name. You got Ron Starr with us, folks. Gerard Blagojevich, pardoned by Donald Trump. People saying, would he run for mayor in February of 2027? I thought it would be a great idea, but someone said something that the Prickster or somebody changed the rule now that he can never run for another political office in the state of Illinois. I don't know if that's true or not, but if he could, would you mind having Ron Blagojevich as mayor of Chicago?
I don't know. I knew him. I did some political events for him years ago with him and his wife. He never showed up for them at the last minute. I don't know. I don't trust him.
Okay. All right. Well, like I said, there you go. All right. So, okay, let's go talking about the clubs. Ron, you've seen it. I've seen it. People used to go out Friday, Saturday night. You probably wouldn't leave the house till 8, 9 o'clock to go clubbing and doing what you're doing. Now, most of this Generation X now are getting to the clubs a lot earlier and still being home by 10 o'clock. I've noticed that a lot. People go out earlier. And if you even notice it when our gigs sometimes on even Saturday nights, by 10:30, everybody's turning around going home.
That's true.
Why do you think that's happening? Is it the new? And I even see the older people doing it too. Obviously, maybe because if they have one or two pops, they don't want to drive home. Whatever it is. I think that's basically all it is the drinking part of it. Or if you're getting too old and they don't like to drive at night. So I don't know. What's your take on it?
What I'm seeing is the like, for instance, when we do the Wings tribute, the Paul McCartney and Wings, that crowd is more early 40s to mid 50s, early 60s, and they are used to the old days because they're rock and roll people. So they're used to the old days when we wouldn't start at Bourbon Street or at Tailgaters till 9:30. That was the opening band went on at 9:30, and the main band came on at 11, and you played till 1:30 or 2. And so they tend to stay later. My Too Much Fun crowd is more late 40s to 60s, even 70s. They're pretty much, they're a little bit older, so it makes sense to me. They're used to going to bed earlier. They wake up very early. As I'm finding that too. The older I get, the more early I wake up. So we're pooped by 11 o'clock. And I think the younger crowd, if you live in the city, there's still that dance club kind of crowd. There's not a lot of places to go anymore. They're open till 4 or 5 in the morning.
Sure.
There's a lot less of those, but there is a small contingent of young people that will stay out late. But for the most part, I think COVID changed everything. They got us used to A, not going places, and then B, when they were open or reopened, it was, let's do 6 o'clock to 8 o'clock, or let's do 7 till 9, or like COVID wasn't going to infect you after 9 o'clock p.m. or before 9 p.m. or something. And I think people got used to those hours, and we've never gone back.
And you never gone back. And I don't think they ever will. I think it's going to change. Ron Starr, Chicago entertainer. Before we talk about some of your musical stuff, it's time for the Ace Hardware Minute. That's right, folks. The weather brought to you by JRC Ace Hardware. The weather for today, Friday, February 14th. It's 4 degrees out there. Feels like -6. It's a little bit cold, folks, out there. A little chilly, though. Humidity is 74%. Wind chill is 6 miles an hour. Air quality is good. 20% chance of snow starting at 5 p.m. between today and tomorrow. We're supposed to get another 3 to 4 inches. That's your Ace Minute, brought to you by JRC Ace Hardware Stores, helping neighbors before they were neighborhoods. Our good friends from Ace. Ron Starr, let's get right to... I know you've been doing Elvis for a long time. Talk a little bit about that. Are you a big Elvis fan?
Yeah, I grew up on Elvis. My father was a huge Elvis fan. So my childhood was in the 70s. So from the time I was a little boy to the time he passed away in 77, he was, you'd go to the record store, and you remember going to record stores. it wasn't these little CDs and little things. We had 12-inch albums. I've got,
Yeah.
I can show you. Everyone knows what they look like. But for example, here's stuff. Okay, so you imagine walking in a record store and these are lined up,
Yeah.
and then they're lined up like this, and so there was the cover art was hugely important to catch your eye. Well, he was all over the record stores. I mean, his new records and his old records. I mean, he was still cutting records, still maybe not a Billboard 100 #1 hits, but he was cutting country albums and easy. So he was still a very present guy. He was
amazing.
He was either in Vegas or on tour till the moment he died. So
yeah.
He was still very popular. So yeah,
it's amazing how big he was. It's amazing how many people follow him in Graceland. We bumped into each other. We did the Josie Awards, and we were in Graceland where you fell and hurt your ankle. Remember, you hurt your ankle, whatever. Yeah. But it's amazing the line of people still every day going to Graceland, going to see the plane and the graveyard and all this other stuff and seeing his home. And it's amazing what he's done. And there's so many different Elvis impersonators out there. It's just crazy. Ron Starr is watching, folks, and it's Ocean's Pit, little show about big things. It's time for another sponsor, and let's talk about our good friends from Deutsch Power Center. That's right, Deutsch Power Center, folks. It is great serving the Great Lakes, servicing the construction diesel industry in Chicago for the last 100 years. Call my buddy Sal at Deutsch Power Center. That's 224-276-6550. That's Deutsch Power Center, brought to you here by Ocean's Pit. And actually, I think watching is my good friend Sal. Sal from Deutsch. How you doing, my dear friend Sal? How you doing? Boyd, we were talking about that. Depends on the venue and depends on the talent. Makes sense. If you go to Are We Live on a Saturday night, they're jumping till 2 o'clock in the morning over there during the dance parties. Not much so during the week, but definitely at night. General, great seeing you and Jan last night. Thank you. Ron Starr, we talked about Elvis. Okay. I know you entered a bunch of contests. Do you have a favorite Elvis impersonator?
Yes. Currently, I think the absolute best there is a guy named Dean Z. He's a friend of mine. I met him in Branson when I was performing there a couple years ago at Legends. And he's got it all, and the thing is, you don't have to have the best voice, but more important, unfortunately, I don't want to say unfortunately, I learned in the tribute business, the most important thing is how you look. The hair, the sideburns, your facial features, even the makeup that they do it helps you get that image when those lights are shining on you. Having the right body style, the perfect costumes, the moves, the mannerisms, the charisma. Then you got to have a good voice too, but it doesn't have, unfortunately the voice isn't the primary thing anymore, but he's got a great combination of all those things. And he puts on a real believable show where you close your eye. You don't even have to close your eyes. I mean, it's just, it's like,
You're absolutely right. It comes in tribute acts, especially with Elvis, especially with Beatles. They look at everything, making sure Paul's got the Hofner, whatever the hell it is. And look, when guys like us, when we do that, like for me, for instance, and Bill in our Rat Pack show, we don't look anything. We have a resemblance of some of the mannerisms. So sometimes you have to work a little harder to get the audience in. Because if you're a dead ringer, you walk out of that stage. I know guys who are dead ringers and some of their voices just aren't. So people get a little disappointed. So you have to be very careful with that when it comes with the old Elvis thing and Beatles thing. Or if you're doing certain individuals, if you're doing Prince, you better look like Prince or very close to it.
It's got to be, you don't have to look exactly.
Michael Jackson, you better do a moonwalk or you ain't going to be, you know what I mean? You got
10 feet away, you got to get that. It's got to look, oh, wow. Oh, yeah. I got, you give those moments. Yeah.
Right.
You
absolutely.
do that with Dean, though. When you do your hair and everything.
I got to get the wig. I got to get a wig better, get some hair, maybe down, cover a little bit more on my thing. But thank you, Ron, for that.
Yeah.
And I've seen a lot of footage of your band on the run. We'll talk about that. But before that, let's talk about Too Much Fun. It's a band. It's a retro party band, and you do a bunch of great songs and stuff. How long you been with this band?
So Too Much Fun started just before COVID. And then, of course, with the break we had for COVID. So it really kicked off after COVID came back, and
Okay.
I would say the last 3 years or so, it's really picked up. We're starting to, we're busier now than ever. As you said, it's a dance party. We do a little bit more modern maybe than the main event band, but we still
Yeah.
do a lot of. We do a
Yeah.
handful of songs that you do,
Yeah.
but we've captured a little more of the modern, like the Seventh Heaven style, where we do more medleys,
Yeah.
because we get these dance crowds. In today's world, the attention span's a little shorter with these young people. So if we're at Are We Live, we'll do a 18-minute 80s dance thing with like 10 different songs in it. And then we also have the video, the synced videos that go behind us, similar to a Seventh Heaven.
Yeah.
Not every venue has that technology, but
Right.
so
Correct.
it's doing really well. So it's been about 4 years, and it's busier now than it's ever been. We've got our first fest booked. This is the first time we're playing an outdoor fest on our own this year. We're going to be at the Pierogi Fest in Hammond in July.
Very
And
cool. So
hopefully more come.
When
Hopefully
is the
more
next time you can see? What's the next gig for Too Much Fun?
Tomorrow night we're going to be at the Rooftop Tap, which is on the 121st in Harlem, right in that area.
Okay, well that's good.
And then
All right, so yeah, so years ago, you started a Paul McCartney lookalike, Paul McCartney and Wingsting, and you did it for a while. You traveled all over. We're doing pretty well with it. And you took a little break from it, and now you're bringing it back, which is cool. Wait, Boyd says, got to be the next best thing to the real deal. Hi, Johnny Brandmeier used to say, the more they drink, the less we stink. Good point. Good point there, Boyd. Like that. Well, Paul, Band on the Run, Wings. Obviously, you've always been a Paul McCartney fan. Was he your favorite Beatle?
He was my favorite Beatle, but I was never a big Beatles fan. So I didn't really grow up on Beatles music. In the 70s, if you go back, Billboard put out a book. I'll never forget it. It came out in the early 90s, I think. And they ranked by decade all the acts, all the bands, artists, whatever. But they were ranked, but they did this cool algorithm of chart position, number of hits, number of weeks on the chart, number of top 10s, number of top 40s, sales, all kinds of things. And the most successful band of the 1970s, and most people will, they get blown away when I say this, was Paul McCartney and Wings. Elton John was a close second. The Bee Gees were third. And I think next was like Fleetwood Mac and the Eagles and a couple of those bands. So growing up in the 70s, their music was on the radio all the time, along with Pink Floyd and all these other bands in Boston. And,
Yeah, sure.
So I was more a McCartney fan than I was a Beatles fan. I discovered the Beatles later, actually.
Yeah, and like with me, McCartney was my least favorite Beatle. John was my favorite, then Ringo, then George, and then Paul. Paul obviously was him and John together. They made that group, obviously, but Ringo was very important. George Harrison was a great songwriter. I wish he would have put a little bit more of his music because he made some great songs. But Paul McCartney and Wings, after Beatles break up, he wants to have another band. He missed having the camaraderie, brings in Linda. I don't know if Linda actually played or not. That I don't know. A lot of questions that she was just faking it like Susan Day from the Partridge Family. I'm not quite sure that much, but I know how much Paul loved Linda. And, of course, he had the great Denny Lane from Moody Blues with him, and we got to hang with Denny. We opened for Denny a few years back. A great guy. It's another thing. Rock show, when they went out and they did their thing, it was cool. Paul came out with, the scarf and doing his whatchamacallit. I'm going to throw a couple songs at you and tell me if they come see Ron Starr's tribute, Band on the Run tribute to Paul McCartney and Wings. Are they going to get these songs? Real fast, Chris, if you were fortunate enough to attend the Wings of American show, 76, that was pretty convincing that they were the greatest band of the 70s, not just on record, but the live show and debatable, of course. They had a lot of hits. I mean, every one that I'm going to throw at you right now, everybody probably knows, at least our age. I don't know about the younger people, but they got it. I'm going to throw some at you. Tell me if they're included when you do Band on the Run, the tribute to Paul McCartney and Wings. Are you ready? Does Uncle Albert show up?
Yes, and there's a video on my page of us doing it at Tailgaters 2 weeks ago.
Very cool. What about Let 'Em In?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. What about got Rock Show?
Yes, that's our opening song. So we open up with a medley of Venus and Mars, Rock Show, and that goes into Jet.
Very cool. Then we do High, High, High.
That's our encore song, actually.
Very cool. What about With a Little Luck?
Yes, I sit at the piano and do a couple different piano segments, and that is one that we sometimes do.
Very cool. One of my favorites, Junior's Farm.
Absolutely, yeah, every show.
Do you actually do Mulligan Tide?
Haven't done it. I do it in my solo shows, but I'll do it on St. Patrick's Day. Like I have a couple gigs for St. Patrick's weekend. I'll pull out the acoustic and I'll
And
do
you'll
that
do
one.
it, and people will like that. One of my favorite songs, one of my songs I can't stand, but Silly Love Songs. Is that being played at your show?
Believe it or not, that one is one of the ones that gets the most applause, and everybody likes to sing along to the choruses.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then we've got the horn section, so it's important that we do that one.
It's almost like Sweet Caroline. Everybody knows the words. One of my favorite ones is My Love. How about My Love?
Yes, I play that at the piano.
Let It Roll.
Let Me Roll It.
Yeah, Let Me Roll It. Yeah,
that's usually our number 2 song after Rock Show.
Okay. Listen, What the Man Said.
Yes, every show.
One of my favorites, Jet. Woo,
yeah.
Woo, yeah. Very
Awesome
much.
song.
You got to love it. And then, of course, the last two, the biggest ones, I believe, Live and Let Die, of course, Paul McCartney, James Bond. It's a great, great show. And then, of course, Band on the Run. So you cover them all. Do you do any McCartney? Do you take the acoustic out and play Yesterday?
Yes. So we have in the middle, we do like an semi-acoustic segment where we do, there was a song from Flowers in the Dirt called This One, which is one of my favorites.
Good song.
A lot of people don't know it, but it's a real pretty song he wrote for his wife.
Yeah.
We do Mrs. Vanderbilt, which is a really cool acoustic sing-along. We do I've Just Seen a Face.
Oh, yeah.
Which is a Beatles song.
So you're actually doing Wings Across America. I mean, that's some of the songs he did live. Yeah.
On my own, I tell the story of Blackbird, how it became.
Okay.
Because it actually, if you watch some clips of McCartney on talk shows, he'll tell you how the song Blackbird actually happened. It was a mistake. It was a mistake during George playing a Bach exercise, and it became Blackbird. So I do that one on my own, and then I go right into Yesterday. I do the first verse and chorus, then the horns and the band join me, and we get the audience to sing, kind of like you do with Neil Diamond for Sweet Caroline.
Oh, yeah.
And it goes why she had to go, and then we just get the audience to sing.
All right. Chris said he played Mrs. Vanderbilt at the show in New York a couple nights ago. Oh, yeah, when Paul McCartney did do a surprise show in New York, non-ticket sales. It was all over social media. Paul McCartney, Band on the Run, folks. Ron Starr is with us, and let's get to another sponsor. All the sponsors that we plug here, folks, are not only I plug them because they're on the show, they're good companies, and they will take care of you, because the message of the show always is buy local, shop local. Jack Vayner Landscaping, they offer monthly maintenance programs, bush trimming, spring and fall cleanup, bed mulching, fertilizing, weed control. They offer plant design, service, and installation. Servicing the North Shore for 45 years. That's Cousin Tommy at 847-432-5266. Tell him Tony O sent ya. That's right, Jack Vayner Landscaping. You're watching Ocean's Pit. Ron Starr with us. Too much fun and Band on the Run. We got a cruise coming up, me and Ron and the Main Event Band and our boys, Seventh Heaven, March 22nd to March 30th, Royal Caribbean. Ron, have you been on cruises before, or have you played on cruises before? One or the other?
I've done both. I've been on many as a passenger, and then I've also been a guest. There was a couple of Elvis cruises where they had like a big production in the main theater, if you want to call it that. It was kind of like a mini Arcada theater in the boat, and was part of those. So never hired by the cruise line, but I have performed on the boats.
Okay, we used to do a lot of Rat Pack shows hired by the cruise line, which was always great. I love the cruises. First of all, I love the ports. I love stopping and doing. We're going to Carousel, which I've not been to, but I've been to Aruba many times. We used to play there weeks at a time with the old Rat Pack. And of course, Coco Key, Bahamas, which is the island owned by the Royal Caribbean. That's a great stop. We have a lot of fun. All the acts are going to be on this cruise. It's good. Everybody's playing, I think, 2 nights. And everybody's only playing an hour. The one that we were in is a little theater, very cool. It's got a balcony. It's a lot of fun. They have the sound, everything. It's really good. And Richie offer from Seventh Heaven before, if you're on this cruise, we do a pre-cruise party, which he's going to. He comes out with like a not billboard, but he comes up with the picture board or something behind you, and he explains everything that you can do on the cruise. And the best thing about it, folks, on the cruise, he schedules everything so you can actually not only see all the entertainers, but you can see everything on that ship. He plans it that way. So when he gives you the format, whatever, when you get on the ship, you're going to take it, and he's got everything. You won't miss anything. Fortunately for me, I didn't even see the whole boat. We were too busy smoking cigars and drinking and having fun. So it's a lot of fun, and you can join us March 22nd to March 30th, ChicagoMusicCruise.com. Ron will be joining us on the Main Event Band, and I'm sure you're going to get Ronnie maybe playing some songs by the pool over there, but on his own. But 630-688-1725. Then we got Engelbert Humperdinck on the 4th, another legend. There's not too many legends left.
I can't wait for
I
that.
even heard that Ron Onesti just supposedly it's coming. Tom Jones is fine. I know this is one of Ron's bucket list to get him perform at one of the theaters, so it's going to be fun. There's Erica. How you doing, my dear friend? Joanne, Lulo, Patrice. Great seeing you last night, and the Andrea, some of the other honey bears. It was great seeing you, my friend. Ron Starr is with us, folks. We don't have that much time. He's doing his stuff that he's doing. For all you people that follow TikTok, I'm not a TikToker, but Bailey Hutchins. She's a big TikToker. She died of colon cancer, and she passed away. It's amazing now they're not celebrities anymore. They're streamers on TikTok, or like Logan Paul has got I don't know how many followers, and all of a sudden these guys become celebrities.
Yeah. They're called influencers first. Yeah.
Influencers. What kind of influencers are they? I mean, what a racket that is. Yeah. To become, you know what, Ron, back in the day, we'd put out records. We try to put out records. We'd make a demo tape. We'd send it out to record companies. We thought we'd be signed. We thought this is our thing. Now you can lip sync to a song on TikTok, and someone's going to make you a huge star.
Yeah, and it's all based on sex appeal now, more than anything else. That's the degradation of society. That's the degradation of society that, I hate to say it, but that the left has caused. So.
It's just crazy. It's absolutely nuts. But it is what it is. I think think about it when Elvis first came out, people that were like, "Oh my God, what is this?" Or when the Beatles came, they were like, "Oh my God, what is this?" Or in the 70s when the Sex Pistols hit, what the hell is that? It's the same thing in our generation. As we get older, they're going to get someone else is going to come around years and years from now and piss this generation off.
That's right.
Or right? I mean, but I don't know, Ron, how much more original can they come up with? There isn't much originality anymore.
No, it's hard. And, what's missing from today's music that made original music to me so great. If you listen to songs, especially in the 70s and even into the 80s with the heavy metal, the harder rock that you and I like Foreigner and bands like that, what's missing is creativity in the song itself. So, guitar players, for example, it's really important in my Paul McCartney band that we have a lead guitar player that when he solos, he knows how to tell a story with dynamics. He knows how to start with a motif and build on it, and you're just drawn in. Ara, High Infidelity, they have those kinds of guitar players, but that kind of music's not being made anymore. So you're right. It just keeps getting more and more electronic, and more AI, more and more CGI.
It's pretty sad. It really is. The question, though, did Linda McCartney play, in your opinion?
She did. When they started, she didn't play that much. She kind of played one finger, two finger, and then she would add some, maracas or do some fist pumps, that kind of thing. But she did sing the harmonies. She did.
Oh yeah, I know she sang. I just didn't know she. I don't know if she actually played.
By Wings Over America, she was able to. She was playing the solo on Jet, for example, and they used back then what what was MIDI and then became tracks today. They
Yeah.
used to use a thing called a mellotron. So she
Right.
knew how to trigger the mellotron, like for Live and Let Die for the orchestra parts.
Yeah. Yeah.
She would hit a button
Uh,
and the tapes would play right at the right time, and that
right at
people in
the
the
right
audience
time.
heard everything. You know,
Yeah.
so
Well,
she was very
interesting stuff.
instrumental.
It really is. We got a couple minutes left. Let's get one more sponsor in. Ron Starr's with us, folks. Too Much Fun and Band on the Run, the tribute to Paul McCartney and Wings. This is one of my favorite companies, and I hope one of yours. If you're looking for new windows and you want it done right, we're talking about Airtight Windows. If you're looking for new windows, want it done right, do it right with Airtight. For honesty, quality, dependability, do it right with Airtight. Serving the Chicagoland area for 35 years. Do it right with Airtight Windows. Call Louis Pipes at 708-788-5000 and tell them Tony O sent you. Also, Armando Supermarkets, 925 Liberty Street in Elgin, Illinois. Our good buddy Danny. And Crash Champions Collision Auto Repair. For all your collision auto repair needs, go to crashchampions.com. 1256, Ron Starr is with us. When can they see Paul McCartney's Band on the Run next?
The next show for us is May 21st, I think it is. It's a Wednesday night. We're going to be at the same place you're at, 115 Bourbon Street. Every Wednesday they have a tribute night, so we're on their tribute schedule.
Very cool.
And we're supposed. That's in May. We're supposed to. I've got Infinity. Bobby. I don't know. I'm sure you know Bob Biaggi.
Yeah.
They saw us at Tailgaters with Ara, and now they're wanting to do a twin bill with us in the next couple of months as well. So we may have something to announce with them. And then Ron Onesti has been talking about us performing in the spring at the Arcada with American English.
That would be very cool. That'd be a nice double bill. Absolutely is right. Okay, how to make we only got a couple of minutes, so I'm taking a question here. How to make your home worth more money? I never knew this. Number 10, landscaping. 100%. Point 2, they look at for landscaping when you're looking to make your house worth more when you're going to sell it. Number 9, attic installation, 100%. Number 8, bathroom remodeling, 67%. Number 7 is deck addition, 80%. Number 6, window replacement with 68%. Number 5, new siding, 94%. Kitchen remodeling, number 4. Stone veneer, 3. Number 3 that came in. New front door, new garage door. I guess when you got these houses now and selling houses and stuff, it's tough to keep up, and keep up with everything that's going on. So good tips. Thank you guys for sending that in. Anna, how are you doing? Have you seen Chappelle Roan, Pink Pony Club? No, Ann, I have not.
Chappelle Roan is awesome. She's really good. She's awesome.
She's an actress. Okay, singer.
She's a singer, and her music, it has a very 80s vibe to it. It's really cool.
What
she
about
kind of reminds me of Cyndi Lauper a little bit. She reminds me of that era for sure.
What about Pink Pony Club? What's that?
I've never heard of that one.
All right, well, we'll have to check that out, folks. It's my birthday, Sunday, March 23rd. Oh, Ryan, well, early birthday to you, 40 years old, my friend Ryan Lewis. It's so frustrating to know how fake someone is, yet everybody loves them because they put on a good show. Now, that is a couple of interesting stuff that comes up. Sometimes more people in life look like you're selling the product than the actual person, right?
Exactly.
Isn't that?
Yeah.
I mean, that's just in general, right, Ron?
Yeah.
I think that's very important.
Yeah.
Has somebody famous died in your house? No.
No, I think he means for the value of your home, how to increase the value of your home.
Oh, yeah. Good point. Oh, boy, that is a good one. If you had Al Capone's house, which, he's known for the Valentine's Day Massacre, that's a good one, Boyd. Good point. Ron Starr is with us. We got 1 minute left. You know what time it is? It's time for birthdays for February 14th. Here we go. Michael McDonald turned 73 years old from the Doobie Brothers. Roger Taylor, the drummer of Queen, turned 75 years old. My good friend, Elliot Winbush, who plays Sammy Davis in our Rat Pack show. His son, Aaron, celebrating birthday. Happy birthday, Aaron. Peter Tork would have been 83 years old from the Monkees. Don McLean, Miss American Pie, turned 79. Tommy Lee of Motley Crue turned 62. Jessica Simpson, turns 44 years old. Peter Gabriel, Genesis, 75. Sheena Easton, 65. Bill Flesh from the Taste of Schaumburg, my good friend Bill, and from the Cave Dwellers and movie actor, my good buddy Rick Sorcy, playing the drummer, celebrating a birthday today. Also filling in, if you guys know, Laura is home after her surgery, came home on Monday. She's doing fantastic little by little. She's a great trooper. And my sister, Natalie, who took the month off to make sure that she's okay and round the clock watching her, and she's doing fantastic. Ron, if they want to book Ron Starr, Too Much Fun, or the Paul McCartney and Wings tribute, or Ron Starr solo, where do they go? What do they do?
So there's 2 Facebook pages. There's both, obviously, www.facebook.com. So Too Much Fun Band, after you do facebook.com and put the /, it's just the number 2, Too Much Fun Chicago, and Band on the Run is Band on the Run Chicago.
Band on the Run Chicago, folks. All right. That's my good friend, Mr. Ron Starr. Make sure you go out and support local talent. It's very, very important. Let's get right to a last sponsor. And the big one, again, Ace Hardware. Ace is the place. Buy local, shop local. Make sure your car is winter ready with Peak windshield wash. 1 gallon, you have $1 off. Cold water calls for, again, cold winter gear. You got to get those large selection of Carhartt gear, from hats, gloves, zip-up hoodies, and warm jackets.Ey're all 35% off, everybody. You can't beat that. How about an Ace 32-inch gallon trash can? Only $22.99. You can't beat that, folks. Or buy more and save more. Cascade dishwashing pods, Dawn liquid soap. Buy 5, or for $12, you can take it all, folks. Check it out. All the great deals they have at Ace Hardware. Ace is the place. Buy local, shop local, helping neighbors before they were neighborhoods. And download the Ace Rewards app. Easy way to keep track of your points, coupons, and special offers. And speaking of Ace, Raffaello, the owner of JRC's, is going to be coming on once a month and doing How to Do It, Fix It Yourself with Raffaello. And he's going to take a certain project, a real quick one, and he's going to show it on the air, how to do it yourself at home. And that's what Ace Hardware does for you. Guys, it's going to be a big one. Tonight, we are sold out at 115 Bourbon Street with Ocean's Rat Pack. But tomorrow night, Ron Onesti's Club Arcata Speakeasy. On Saturday night with the Main Event Band. And then Sunday, we'll be there, just me and Double T, doing a Spaghetti Sinatra Sunday. Oshows.com. And don't forget, a lot of good stuff. Next Saturday, Pier 290, Ocean's Rat Pack. And next Thursday, Postitanos in Oak Brook. Jerry Jams, Lisa P, Tony O. It's going to be a lot of fun on the 20th. And then, of course, on the 19th, you can see me, Ron Starr, Double T, Stephanie Limmerbra, John Vincent, Lulu Sylvester, Nick Sahajas for the Homeless concert at the Tap House Grill on Wednesday, the 19th of February. No cover charge. Just walk in. I don't know how much room they have. From what my friend Dan says, it's going to be, it's sold out, but we'll see what happens. Come on in and support the homeless. Guys, it's time for us to go. Remember a couple things. Buy local, shop local, support local establishments, support live entertainment. We got to be kind to everybody. It's a tough world out there. As John Lennon would say, come together, because that's what we need to do right now. And let's hope the direction we're going in is the right one. Ron, thank you for keep entertaining people and making people happy with all the music that you're doing, my brother. Keep doing what you're doing. Look forward to seeing you next week.
Thanks for having me, and thank you for always being so gracious when you're at your shows. I know you let everybody come up and sing. That's a rare trait, and we appreciate that.
Well, I appreciate that too. Guys, it's Happy Valentine's Day weekend. Go out, make sure you buy your girl candy or your guy candy or flowers. Make sure you take care of them. Take them somewhere special. They deserve it. If they're with you or they're with me, anybody out there who's with people like us deserve it. Take care of them. Give them what they want. Treat them right. And the great words of Ringo Starr, peace and love. Nick Sahajas, the piano man, is going to take us out. Bye-bye, everybody. Have a great weekend.
Time to go, it's the end of the show. See you later from town.
Bye-bye, everybody. God bless.